Alright, here we have Brian. So you have pretty good body position. Your hips and legs are riding high in the water so that you're relatively streamlined and you're reaching forward well. Getting pretty good rotation, and here I had you speed up a bit, and when you speed up you get a lot more power out of the water. You're pulling a lot harder. So I realize you can't swim like this all the time, but that looks, form-wise and technique-wise, that looks better than when you were swimming easy. So a couple things that you can look at here. When you turn to breathe, your head comes out of the water. It comes a little higher than it should. So anytime your head raises high out of the water, it's going to some extent force your hips and legs to drop in the water, which reduces your streamline or increases your drag through the water. So both of those will slow you down. Your kick looks good. Your kick is supportive of your stroke. If you, in workouts, you can grab a kickboard and do some kicking, kicking from the hip so that it snaps down through your foot. But for triathlon swimming, just having a kick that balances your stroke is what you're looking for. But a good reach, that's the extension forward, so that's a big sort of key component for swimming. Here you get an underwater view. So your pull, or your stroke technique underwater, is what I refer to as a straight arm pull, meaning that there's not really any bend in your elbow, at least, you know, when we had this lesson. So you're entering the water and then pulling your arm straight down and then straight back. If you recall, I was discussing the high elbow catch, or the early vertical forearm, where your hand and forearm take a vertical angle relative to the bottom of the pool as early in the stroke as possible in order for you to grab, quote unquote, the water, or anchor your hand and forearm and then pull your body past that point. So that's what's going on. You will be leveraging your body past the point in the water every time you get a high elbow catch. Here you were working on the high elbow catch, so your focus was less on extending forward or some of the other stroke mechanics. With freestyle swimming, you always do want to remain smooth, so it's like a smooth extension and a relatively smooth, powerful stroke pull. When you do drills, that's when you isolate things. So this would not be a drill that I would have you do. What I would have you do is what I called one-arm drill or catch-up drill. Here you're just thinking about it quite a bit. There's a tool called the tech paddle. That might be worth checking into. Here's an underwater view of the way you were just swimming. So you're really trying to get the high elbow catch. It's something you're going to need to continue to work on. Now, the other thing I mentioned in our lesson was if you're not really swimming a whole bunch, breaking your swim workouts into swim sets, where you do a warm-up, some drills, and then main sets, 8 100s, 12 100s on 10 or 20 seconds rest, where you're swimming at a higher effort level than you could on a continuous swim. That's going to be very helpful for you. Swimming 3 times a week will be pretty helpful. So you've got two things going on with swimming. You've got technique, and then you've just got swim strength. So if you get stronger, you'll go faster. If your technique improves, you'll go faster. Here you are getting some of the hand and forearm angle that I would like, but it'll need to be included or incorporated into the stroke. in a timely fashion so that you're not really slowing down like you were just there. That would probably detrain you a little bit, or train some things in the freestyle stroke that you would not want to do from a speed standpoint. So the problem here is the delay at the finish of the stroke. See here, your arm stops there. You want that arm to continue right out of the water. So stroke and then finish through and pull it out. Yeah, so after you review this, try going to the pool and doing that excuse me, doing that catch, that high elbow catch at the beginning. But make sure when you finish the stroke, when your arm is at your side, that it doesn't just stop there, that it continues on and out of the water and comes back around. And there you go. More like the initial couple strokes at the beginning there.
So this is catch-up drill. A good extension here.
And this is catch-up drill. This is a good drill to do in practice. Works on extension, and then secondary work on that high elbow catch. And this one is one arm drill. Again, this is a really good technique drill as well as a strength drill.
And then try the other arm on the way back.
So next up, I got a couple of still shots so you can see what your stroke is doing. So good extension at the beginning. Then your arm starts to pull through. Notice that the elbow and forearm are straight. Everything is in a line. So you want to bend at the elbow